Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, I would like to begin with a question. By raise of hands, how many people know who this person is? We're going to give you, so that's about 60%. We're going to give you guys, I'm feeling generous. We'll start with a C. We'll give you guys a C.
Did Robin Williams play him somewhere?
Well, do you know who it is, Karen?
I think it's Teddy, isn't it?
That is President Theodore Roosevelt.
He wasn't president at the time, though.
No. In contrast, who knows who this person is? All right, we'll give you guys an A on that one. President Barack Obama. These two individuals are great leaders. What are the attributes of these people? Strong, supportive, selfless, sincere. These traits are traits that we all wish to have in our own individual lives. And having that desire, I decided to read from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book is designed specifically to help us develop and grow as an individual, as a leader, and as a friend. I will be talking about 3 points. In this speech, I hope it's not laconic, but I do hope to be brief and to the point. Before I begin, though, I want you all to close your eyes. I want you to think of a person that you wish to have influence with. It could be a friend, it could be a coworker, it could be a spouse, it could be your parents. With that person in mind, I want you to apply these key takeaways that I have found. You may open your eyes. The first principle is to develop a genuine interest in that person. A simple question I have for you is, what's the difference between an acquaintance and a friend? A friend is someone who you talk with. Maybe not with as much frequency as you want, but there is frequency. You ask them about their family. You ask them how their lives are. You ask them how their job is. And you also ask them about what are their problems. You help them, and you remember those problems. An acquaintance, on the other hand, very much is just a name and a face to the majority of us. Facebook says we have so many friends, but I can tell you I have more acquaintances than friends on Facebook. If we wish to really develop and have influence on an individual, we must sincerely take an interest in them. My second point is, when you are wrong, admit it quickly. Going back to President Theodore Roosevelt, you were right. This is not a picture of him when he was president. This was a picture of him when he was the captain of the Rough Riders, a volunteer cavalry group. This man was self-educated and became president when he was 41 years old. Yet he said that he will have felt he had reached his perfection when he was right 75% of the time. 75%. If someone had asked me how often do I believe I'm right, I would have said before I would be 80%. I believe I would be 80% correct most of the time. Fortunately, since my marriage, I've learned I'm right about 50% of the time, if not less.
Yeah.
But there's magic when you admit that you were wrong. In my own marriage, I saw an example of this. I will not pretend to be the greatest driver, but I do not really appreciate backseat driving. And one night I was driving with my sweetheart, and we were driving along, it was dark, and we were coming to a four-way stop. I wished to make a right-hand turn, but there was 2 cars in front of me. I looked to my right, and I saw a diner with a parking lot that allowed me to make a right-hand turn into the parking lot and get out onto the street that I desired, therefore skipping the intersection. However, this diner was packed. As I turned right, I began moving into the parking lot. And as I was driving through, I began to realize I had made some mistakes. The parking lot was fairly active and there was a limited amount of space. And at one point, I believed I would be able to make my car fit through a small gap. However, my wife proved me wrong, thankfully, not the car. And she said, "Stop, you're going to hit it." And with that, I stopped the car. And she said, "You did not pay attention. You put us in danger." And my immediate reaction was, whoa. Anyone could have made that mistake. But I remembered the lessons I had from this book. And I admitted to her, "You're right, I was wrong. I was careless. I didn't pay attention." And she came on back and said, "You gotta pay more attention next time." And I said, "You're right, I was wrong. I should have paid more attention." And then the miracle occurred. She said, "You know, sweetie, it was an honest mistake. Anyone could have done it." Remember, when you are wrong, admit it quickly. The final point I would like to give is giving a good person a reputation. And for this, I would need a brief demonstration. Would someone please volunteer? By raise of hand?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
All right, Linda.
So Linda, in this situation, I will be your supervisor and I will be asking you to do a task. We will do this twice, and I would like you to tell me how you feel. So here's the first one. Linda, we have a very important assignment for you. This has to be done next week, so you need to put your effort into this because other times you've been late and we can't have this happen. We need you to double check it because there's been problems with some of your work in the past. This is why we've only assigned you this. How do you feel?
A little bit
Belittled?
rushed, feeling like you have a problem that you're passing on to me. Somewhat insulted because you kind of just took my work and complained about it. So I feel kind of insulted and embarrassed at the same time.
Thank you so much. Now let's try this again, but with a different approach. Linda, we have a very important assignment coming, and we would like to give this assignment to you. Because this is so important, we want you to focus only on this. We know you will work hard to reach the deadline, and we know that you will strive, as you've done with your previous assignments, to do the best work that you can. How do you feel about the assignment now?
Proud that you recognize my efforts. I recognize the sense of urgency that you have, that this needs to be done soon. And I'm ready to take on the task.
Thank you so much. Have a seat.
Thank you. Oh.
By giving someone a good reputation, we encourage them to bring out their best. In summary, the 3 takeaways I had from this book was to develop a sincere interest for the individual, to admit quickly when you are wrong, and to give that person who you wish to influence a good reputation. By cultivating these things, I have seen a growth in my marriage and in my relationships. And I hope that you will all do the same. Thank you very much.